Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Denise, aka MissNiseReads. It's been a minute. If you guys don't know, I've been going through a lot of family stuff and also personal stuff, hence why I've not been posting. But today we're going to be going over our August reading wrap-up. And despite the insanity that I went through in August, the amount of books I still read, I'm very much proud. Genuinely. Also, I turned 26 in August. My birthday was August 25th. It was fun while it lasted. That's the best way I can just describe it. But I really hope that 26 is a lot better because the start of it right now is just not it. It's just not hitting. So, I know we're just fresh in September, but I want to get this out there. So, without further ado, let's just get straight to the wrap-up. So I read 8 books in August, which is very much yay me. 4 were through Kindle and 4 were physical. I did DNF 1. Now, with this, I'm just gonna briefly just go through it. Briefly mention what I like, because some of them I did. Some I am gonna be posting more of the reviews and stuff in this month, but there's some that I've already kind of like talked about, then I'll briefly mention it. So the first one is Sown in Light by Tekira Briscoe. This is a poetry collection. I did a book tour for this book. The post is on my Instagram and the review is on my blog, so go check out my full in-depth review. This was a 4.75 stars. I very much enjoyed this collection, and if I want to see more of her work because it's up there for me. I related to a lot of like the faith and religion aspects in this book. There are some poems as well that I really needed, especially during the time when I read it. So this was 4.75 stars. The next book is Flow by Candy Ryan. This was a 5-star for me. I really enjoyed the series, the story. I haven't read the full series. I am going to be reading it though. I really loved the story. I loved the sibling relationship between Grayson and Bristol, and like kind of getting back to where they should be because their relationship is a bit strained. Grip. Sir, you had me giggling, kikiing, all that stuff. Sir, you kind of had me in a clutch, not going to lie. I really loved the arts element inside the book too, because coming from an arts girly, there was some stuff that I related to. Like, for instance, when it comes to being in your craft, whether if it's like in like drawing, painting, whether it's music, whether if it's like through writing and all that stuff, you tend to be in your zone, in your element. However, that does tend to lead to isolation quite a bit. So it's just like a reminder that don't isolate yourself, especially with like family, friends, all that stuff. So that gave me a huge reminder, big time. So this is a 5 stars. I cannot wait to get to the next book. The next book that I read was Homebody by Rupi Kaur, and I did not rate it any stars whatsoever. To put it quite frankly, I just don't vibe with her work at all whatsoever. There were some poems that of course had potential and I was here for it. However, it just didn't do it for me. Of course poetry is, you know, different when it comes to other people and especially standards and stuff like that, but for me it just was not it for me. It angered me because there were some poems where I felt like it just felt lazy and there was no point putting that in there. And that was like a good, I want to say a good 80 to 90. But that's just my opinion. So that's why I didn't rate any stars. The next book that I read was American Melancholy by Joyce Carol Oates. I rated this at 3.5. This collection was not bad whatsoever. It's just, I think it was just the state that I was in while reading it. I was just not feeling it. So at some point I will reread it. There were some lines that did stick out to me, and there were some poems I really did like. But other than that, it was chill. It was a chill read for the most part. The next book was Summer Snow by Robert Hass. I DNF'd this book. I've tried reading it in the past, and I DNF'd it because I was like, oh, okay, they might be the wrong time for me to read it. And as I tried to continue reading it, it was just not it for me. I don't know what it was. It just wasn't hitting for me. A glimmer of hope wants me to like try again with the book at some point, but in the end I realized, I'm like, am I really gonna get to it? Genuinely, because it just didn't do it for me at all. So that's why I DNF'd it, just because of like the timing with everything, and just I wasn't really feeling the poems as much. The next book that I read was Will They or Won't They by Ava Wilder. I won this copy through a giveaway from Goodreads, so thank you for that. I rated this at 3.5. It was enjoyable. The beginning was a little bit rough for me to get into, but once like we got into like the middle half-ish of it, then I got more invested. There were some scenes that I was kind of expecting to be written out in like in scenes and stuff, and it was just like summarized. So I was just like, oh, okay. I was kind of hoping to get to that scene just to see how everything played out, but apparently not. What I will say is that I did like how real the characters were. It wasn't, manufactured. Both the main characters had their issues and like their fears and stuff like that, which I really, really liked. Even though I was not the biggest fan of Lila and Shane. I was not the biggest fan of them whatsoever. But I get where they're coming from in terms of like their issues and everything like that. So this was a chill book to read. It took a little bit for me to get into, but it was chill. 3.5 stars. The next book that I read was Himawari House by Harmony Becker. This was a 5-star. And when I tell you, I have never cried in terms of a graphic novel until this one. The illustrations were beautiful. The story was simply just told beautiful. I don't know what other words to say other than beautiful. We love seeing a little bit of the found family that's formed in the house and with the housemates and everything like that, and seeing different cultures coming together, and you just kind of see a little bit of like the culture clashes just because everyone was raised different in terms of like societal norms, all of that stuff. So I really loved seeing that and actually learning more about it. And what I also appreciate too is the native language being written out. That is really, 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 really cool. I really enjoy that. Whose story made me cry though? There was Hijun's story. Harmony Becker. You made me cry. Not once. Twice. Long story short is, I know I'm going to reread this again because this was really, 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 really good. There were certain lines too during this story that stood out to me, and I'm like, okay. Like, I went on a picture frenzy. That's basically, I went on a picture frenzy. So, yeah. I really love the story of now reconnecting back with her homeland. Tina, and the reason why she came to Japan, and same with Heijun's. My pronunciation is very, 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 very bad, and I'm very sorry for it. But then you also get to see some of the other side characters like Masaki and Shinichi. So I really enjoy this. I'm going to be rereading this at some point. So 5 stars. And the last book that I read in August was XOXO by Axie Oh. This was a 4.5 stars for me. I very much enjoyed it. This was a very much light read that I needed. I'm not saying the others were heavy, but like in terms of like with my life, basically. So I really enjoyed a little bit, of course, of the found family within like the dorms between Jenny, Sori. I loved the friend groups. And I was like how you got to know a little bit of the group's members, a little bit. I just, when I first picked up the book, I just found out that there's going to be a second book, and that's going to be focusing on Jenny's roommate and Nathaniel. So I'm very excited to get to it because throughout the book, I'm like, what is going on between those two? What happened? So, can't wait to get to it. Jenny and Jaewoo, they were cute. They were really, really cute. Yeah, it was just a really cute story that I really needed. So that's why I rated it 4.5 stars. And with that, that's the end of the wrap-up. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to give it a thumbs up, and comment down below if you read any of these or the books that you read. I'd like to know. Comment them. Keep them respectful, as always. Make sure you follow all my social media. All of that will be in the description below. All in the description below. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.